but mostly I do charity work. Are you two involved in any charities?
Currently? No.
But we should be. I mean, let's face it, Gabby, buying more stuff isn't going to make our lives any better.
Exactly. Money can't buy happiness.
I mean...
Well, sure can. That's just a lie we tell poor people to keep them from rioting.
Gabby.
Give it a whirl.
Joke. Lighten up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristin.
I started to say hello, everybody, and then I bailed at the last minute.
I was like, that was weird. Are we going to talk about it?
Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristin.
And this is soimwatching Desperate Housewives, Season 2, Episode 9.
That's good. That's bad.
Makes me think of the Simpsons bit where he's like,
Take this object, but beware, it carries a terrible curse.
Ooh, that's bad.
But it comes with a free Frogut.
That's good.
The Frogut is also cursed,
That's bad.
but you get your choice of topping.
That's good.
The toppings contain potassium benzoate. That's bad.
Can I go now?
so this was fun.
Yes.
Where do you want to start?
Gabby, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. She gets a call while she's at home alone, and they're like, Carlos has escaped from prison.
At 7:43 this morning, your husband held 2 guards at gunpoint, then successfully escaped.
He what?
I take it you had no prior knowledge you had planned to do this.
No, of course not.
We have every reason to believe your husband may come to find you.
We believe him to be armed and very, very horny.
What?
Surprise, baby. I got paroled early.
That's a dangerous game to play with her. It's actually very funny, and it is very charming. I'm glad that he's out of prison. I really like Carlos, even if I find a lot of his material to be, we'll go with tiresome.
Sure. Well, I think also part of it is like you like what Carlos is going to be. It's less it's less about his immediate function and more about because you remember how it goes.
Well, sure, but also, I mean, I think because I'm not certain that he gets better,
Right.
but it's like I think they're good together, and I like when they sort of have like and it's not quite like a Morticia and Gomez thing, but I like when they have
definitely not a Morticia and Gomez thing.
I like when they have like a push-pull thing. And so like getting him out of prison, he was very much like
sidelined.
Yeah, sidelined. And I think the bit's funny. There's not really anything she could do, but I was like, that is a dangerous game to play, I feel like. And they stay antagonizing each other that way.
Yeah.
But
so he's out because he started working with like the church and he was paroled early.
Mm-hmm.
The unfortunate part of that is that now he's found God. Even though he was already so Catholic.
But that was more culturally. That was more just sort of like socially. Like,
yes, but
like,
if he made such a big deal about his mom's funeral and like...
Because it's about...
Yeah. I don't like any of it. Let's say that.
But what's the term I'm looking for? Like, I mean, socially and culturally, but it's like...
It's for appearances.
Behavioral.
Yeah.
Like, it's not rooted in actual worship of the Lord.
Correct, yeah. So then we meet Sister Mary Bernard, played by Melinda Page Hamilton, who I feel like only plays this role. And I mentioned while we were watching it that she played Don Draper's first wife. Well, there's a whole, my name's Dick Whitman. She played his first wife on Mad Men. And so Carlos invites her over for like lunch. And then is immediately like, take my car for like charity. And it's just like, it's getting like actually ridiculous. And so Gabby, he goes upstairs to get the pink slip, which is in the nightstand.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Gabby goes up and basically successfully propositions him to have sex in the house while the nun is there in order to like convince him really loudly. Yeah. In order to like get him away from giving the car away. And then she comes down in her sexy nightgown and is like, you need to leave because Carlos and I just need time alone or whatever. And Sister Mary Bernard is like,
I grew up on the south side of Chicago. If you want to threaten me, you're going to have to do a lot better than that.
You listen to me, you little bitch. You do not want to start a war with me.
I have God on my side. Bring it on.
So we're at kind of an impasse with the two of them. I'm sure this is not the last we're seeing of the nun.
No.
So, yeah. And then basically the end of that storyline is just that Carlos is praying before bed.
It's not always that easy to distinguish the good guys from the bad guys.
Oh, crying out
Sins
loud.
can surprise
What an
us.
ick, to be honest. I like, it's a no for me. Like, part of it's an ick for me just because I'm not religious, and so any kind of like I'm against religion, like organized religion, and so like any kind of religious behavior, I'm just sort of like, don't do that in front of me. Like, have your stuff, but I don't need to be like around for it. And then also it's like he's literally like a child on his knees at the end of the bed like this.
That's what I was gonna say. It still feels performative on his part. Granted, I don't know who he's performing for because he's not performing for her.
Yeah.
So
because Gabby's clearly disinterested in it.
No.
Yeah.
I think it comes from an earnest place for Carlos. Like, I think he thinks he believes this. Like, I think he wants to.
Sure. But in his heart of hearts, this is not going to last. You know what I mean?
It goes back to what we said initially, where I was like, you were like, he was already so Catholic. And I was like, yeah, but like culturally so. And so it's like, he's identified that was a flaw in his life, that he was only performing religion.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like his solution is to double down
to
on
do it
that.
harder. Yeah. Which is not.
And it's like, if you have like a close personal relationship with God, that's not something you need to tell people.
Right.
It's something that exists within you.
Yeah.
And so it's like words and actions. And I mean, sure, they could be more charitable. And I think that's something endearing about them, but also frustrating is I feel like there's a lot of potential in their relationship that the show definitely taps into, but maybe I don't think they tap into it enough.
Well,
I wish there was a little bit more push, pull, give, take with their relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
and the thing that annoyed me is that Sister Mary Bernard was like,
because he needs someone to rein him in.
Absolutely, absolutely. But the thing was, she was like, it was your like demand for money that got him in trouble in the first place, and I was like, he was doing that on his own. At no point did he even blame Gabby. Like, the only reason I did it is for you.
There was an insinuation where he was like, I knew that I needed to provide to a certain extent.
Well, sure.
But it's still like it was coming from an internal, like it was coming from like a machismo place.
Yeah, like you made yourself do insider trading or whatever it was, or money laundering or embezzlement. I don't remember his like actual charges, but it's like you made you do that. At no point was Gabby like, I need more money because I need XYZ things. It was like we could have been at a plateau for a long time,
I think the thing I'm getting at is I wish they played each other a little more. They say they're playing each other.
Gabby and Carlos?
Yeah. Like they make broad statements and grand gestures, but I wish they actually manipulated each other a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because it's like he's right. Like they could get away with more of their wickedness if they cloaked it in more charity. And I feel like she should see that. Like she should understand the appeal in that. And so as opposed to them just sort of stating the thesis statement of the episode at each other, I wish we saw it sort of like give and take over the course of 3 episodes.
Sure.
Which, I mean, we're still going.
It's still going to happen. The one thing that I was going to say is like, I don't care if Carlos gives away the car or like the equivalent money of the car or something like that, or like downgrade both your cars into something slightly more affordable and give the leftover to, it's like, again, I'm with you. It's like donate to charity, but it's like you are trying to like prove a point and make Gabby feel bad by giving your car away like that. And it doesn't make you look better to the audience, and it doesn't like help me think you've turned over a new leaf. It just still feels petty and like a game. So
because like I said, it's like he's constantly trying to like lecture her.
Yeah.
And it's like you could achieve that through manipulation, like both of you.
Also, she's a better person than him. Like, she's not a good person, but she's a better person than him, and her bar is so low.
I also wish that Sister Mary Bernard didn't show her hand this episode.
So early. Yeah.
I really wish that there was more of a question mark as to what because at this point, I don't really remember the back half of the season, like, at all.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm sort of like, so what is her deal? Is she trying to move in on Carlos and leave the church, or what?
Well, she did admit that she wants them to like get divorced or annulled or whatever, because it's like, as long as he's with you, he'll never be a better man or something like that. And I'm just sort of like,
that implies that her ultimate goal is Pokemon. It's just like getting another convert. And it's like, so are you just trying to add him to your collection of converts, or do you want him?
Yeah. Also, that language is very weird because they did say convert a couple of times, but again, I was like, he's already Catholic. Like, there's no, you know what I mean? It's not like Carlos is Jewish and you're trying to like turn him over. Like,
yeah, but there's different ways. Like, there's plenty of criminals. Like, the Godfather is steeped in religion, but they're not actually. Like, it's
it's about the pomp and circumstance of it.
It's a place where I wish maybe the writing was a little more solid or a little more subtle, and relied on the actors' talents more than just stating the plot.
Yeah. No, I agree. Also, have I mentioned yet how much I don't like that they're all ass forward in this photo?
No, you haven't. Why?
I don't know. It's just, it's like very 2005 of the whole thing.
This is like, that's not an early promo. That's a later in the show promo.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I can see I can see all their butts. All right, so let's do Susan, because there wasn't actually that much to it. I'm still having a very hard time with the weird shelf around the entire perimeter.
It's been there.
I know, but it sucks and I don't understand it.
So did you never encounter that? It's like I keep wanting to say Craftsman. I guess it's not Craftsman, but they're like...
No, it's like a 90s ranch style kind of thing. I have
Or like
definitely...
Neighbors had.
Yeah, but I feel like it wasn't like it feels like it was built into the house. To me, the ones I've always seen look like they were added on after with like the new cabinets. And then there was like but it's also not the kitchen. It's her like living room. It would be definitely on that, what you and Brittany were watching that time. Don't
put all the furniture in the middle of the road.
Do put all the
against the wall. Yeah. Do space it out.
It just like foreshortens the like height of it. It makes it feel. It's like wearing.
It does make the room feel squatty.
Yeah, it's like whenever on Drag Race 2, they're like, "Why are you wearing those booties with this dress? It makes you look short and squat." And it's like it just makes the whole room look littler and then there's like 4 feet above it. It's like not even, I feel like positioned right.
It's like a max 2.
But I don't like it. So anyway, they're having a poker game. And I do really like that Edie is still getting invited. That's really great. And they all were drinking, I think, full calorie Budweiser, which is nuts.
Weirdly enough, it was like the one observation Joey made about the show when we lived together. Because like, I remember he was like, "Oh yeah, that's the show with the hot old ladies." And I was like, "Sure." But then any other time, he was like, "I can always tell you're watching Desperate Housewives because they're always drinking."
Yeah.
He was like, no matter what scene it is, they're drinking alcohol.
I do just love kind of when there's something just that feels just slightly off about like what a character is doing or consuming or something, because I've been watching Schitt's Creek again, and so it's like they're not drinking Bud Light. That's like
it's Budweiser,
full calorie Budweiser, which seems absolutely nuts for
it's
everybody except for Lynette. It feels weird for everyone except Lynette, and I guess Edie. Yeah. But what's funny about Schitt's Creek is that one of the things that I actually find so at odds with the character of Alexis is that she is a jogger. Like, she goes for runs, and I find that so funny, and I'm just like, I love it, but it just feels so contrary to like what we know about her. Like
imagine Paris Hilton running.
Exactly. So I like it. Anyway, the topic of conversation is what is Susan gonna do now that she knows who her father is, and she is predictably insane about what she says she's gonna do.
When are you gonna tell your father that he has a bouncing middle-aged baby girl?
I'm gonna ease into it.
How do you ease into, "Hi, I'm your illegitimate daughter"?
There's help wanted sign in the window, so I was thinking about getting a job there. And, he would get to know me, and I'm sure he would like me, and I would like him. And then one day he'd say, "You're like the daughter I never had." And I'd say, "Well, actually, now that you mention it."
Okay, I'll go first. That is the most idiotic plan I've ever heard of.
Why?
Because it all hinges on him responding to your personality. And let's face it, you are an acquired taste.
Edie, I am sure Susan's father will like her just fine.
So anyway, she does end up doing that. And he's like, you're overqualified. And also, she can't stop smiling at him like an absolute loon. And he then thinks that his wife is setting him up to see if he'll cheat. And she then just blurts out, no, I'm your daughter, because he says she's got a sexy walk and stuff. And then he goes back into the feed room and collapses with a heart attack, apparently.
Mr. Prudy? Hello?
Oh my God!
I remember this time it was weird to me, and the first time I remember it was weird to me because the way it's positioned, you think something
happened
nefarious.
to him. Yeah.
Like I was like, did somebody kill him?
Yeah, right.
And it's like, no, he just had a heart attack.
He's at the hospital, and she goes to see him, and he's like, you really have to leave because my wife is on her way, and I already haven't been faithful a lot. If she finds out about an adult love child, it's not going to be good. And
it's better than
a fresh love child.
I can see how it's like having evidence of it is different than
knowing
suspicion.
It happened.
Yeah.
They keep going back and forth, and he's being pretty mean to her, and she's like she says something. I don't remember, but he's like, yeah, if that's what you need to hear, then absolutely. I don't remember exactly the phrasing of it though. And so he's being pretty mean to her, and then his wife does come in, and she really
seems
like she's going to spill the beans.
She plays her hand.
She really
I don't know
does.
if she overplays it. She certainly plays it.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Carol. You are?
Do you want to tell her or should I?
Jesus Christ, Susan. She's terrible.
I'm your husband's guardian angel.
Excuse me?
My name's Susan. I was buying some horse feed when Mr. Prudy had an attack behind the counter.
Oh, thank you. When I think what could have happened.
Well, I'm gonna get out of here. Mr. Prudy, I want you to hurry up and get back on your feet. I'm not giving up. I'm gonna be back in the store next week. I never got that darn horse feed.
I guess I'll put a bag aside for you.
You do that.
I don't know how I feel.
Yeah.
I think I'm just on his side.
I'm more on his side, but it's mostly because I have such problems with Susan, just in general.
I understand that he's her dad. Like, I understand that 40 years ago, he committed adultery knowingly.
Oh, that's right. He does say, like, I made an arrangement with your mom to, like, keep it all quiet, basically.
So it's like, I know he did this. I know this is his fault, but are you allowed to just walk into somebody's life and demand a relationship from them? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely not.
And I guess because I do have, like, personal experience with this because my dad didn't know his dad. And I found out after the fact that when we were, like, in high school, his dad found him.
Oh.
And dad was like, no thanks, I want nothing to do with you ever. Bye.
Yeah.
And then 10 years later, he died, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
And part of me was sort of like, so I guess I don't get to know my grandfather that I didn't know, but also,
yeah, but
is that my decision? Like,
it's not. I mean, you could have sought him also, but it's like, you know,
the worst part was he had money.
Well, there are things about it, but it's like if your dad turned him away,
just flat out.
Then if he was not good to your dad, what makes you think he's going to be good to you? You know, it's just something you have to kind of think about and deal with. But also, it's like
and that's what I
it
think
takes two people to have a relationship.
But I think that's what I mean because it's like on one hand, I am annoyed that I felt like a decision was made for me.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, is it my decision? Like, was it my decision to make? And so, I feel like any scenario where she could or would have a relationship with him would be part of a larger and probably ongoing conversation.
Yeah. Also, he has to agree to it. That's
what I mean, and not just sort of like that the only word I have is ultimatum, and it wasn't quite an ultimatum. But
yeah,
it's
because okay, so she's acting like she's going to out him to his wife, and she's like, I'm
like he
his
owes her
guardian
something.
angel.
Does he owe her something?
No. Just because she wants a dad doesn't mean he needs to be that dad. Also, I mean, Sophie obviously is a total disaster too, but like, I don't think Susan would have been better off with a male influence. Sophie is still her mom. She would have still been bonkers, you know, and also not this guy. He seems, if he'd stuck around for Sophie, he would have just been cheating on Sophie, and Susan would have had the exact same problems. So
I guess I am the most turned off by Susan playing games with him in front of his wife.
Yeah, so she basically is like, I'm his guardian angel. I was there buying horse feed, and I like called 911, blah, blah, blah. But then she goes to say goodbye to him, and she like kisses him on the cheek and goes, I'm not giving up. And I'm like, okay, George 2.0, what the fuck is happening? He doesn't want to have a relationship with you. And also, your mom didn't want to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You made her feel so guilty that she tearfully confessed at her wedding. Nuts.
Ultimately, though, what this is an opportunity for Susan to seize the victim reins.
Of course. Yeah.
Versus
I never knew my dad.
Understanding and unpacking what she did to Mike.
Yeah.
So rather than actually sit in that, she can't
sit in that.
She had to sprint towards the opportunity to be the victim in another.
Absolutely. It's actually wild because I was just
She's pretty terrible.
She's pretty terrible. So we just released the Buffy episode. It's like a couple after the wedding that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And there is like a moment where Xander comes back and he's like, oh, I'm just so sad and I miss her so much. And like, it all got so confused and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, this is just that the writers trying to be able to like, let Xander be the victim and Anya be the like bad guy. And I'm like, he's the one that left her at the altar.
I remember that being like,
it's yucky. And so it's like, you're totally right. In trying to distance herself from the negative feelings of what's going on with Mike, she just was like, what if instead I had only negative feelings about my dad and I forced myself into another man's life who doesn't want me? Oh boy, this episode's gonna be so long. Okay, so Lynette.
Mm-hmm.
Nina's being a real piece of work.
Yeah, I like this plot. I think I like this plot. I think I wish it was drug out a little bit more.
Ugh.
Although
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Although it's already been kind of dragged out. Go ahead and pitch it.
Okay, so Nina's being mean. Basically, they're pitching some like sportswear or something, and the boss Ed is like, this is terrible and I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they all have to like redo it or whatever. And
she jumps on and throws everyone under the bus.
Yeah, Nina is like, yeah, bad job, guys. Lots of more late nights. And, you know, this was like a real stinker of a pitch and blah, blah, you should have known, blah, blah, blah. And so Lynette stands up and is like,
I think I speak for everyone here when I say we are sick and tired of your abuse. You owe us an apology.
If anybody feels like I owe them an apology, please.
He's a bad boss.
You? Gee, Lynette, I guess you were mistaken.
Guys, we talked about this. What happened to standing up for ourselves?
Hot muffins.
No, Stu, these people don't deserve muffins.
It's very funny. So yeah, there's like a whole bunch going on. And so basically after the poker game, Lynette goes back to the office to like pick something up that she's got to work on at home.
What's she gonna find? Yeah, what's she gonna find?
But I found in Ed's fridge.
Remember how it was like, he's a weird character that hasn't done anything?
So how are you not in a better mood if you're getting laid by a teenager?
I think it's new.
Like,
he's like 24.
Whatever.
Flagrante delicto.
Indeed. And so the next morning, Nina is like, let's have a chat. And Lynette is like, I just want you to be nicer, and then I won't tell anyone about this. Like, don't even worry about it. And then the next morning, Stu is fired, and there is Pat there at the front desk. And Nina is she's just so smug.
Just trying to be nice.
And also, she has clearly falsified Stu's employee record.
Not to defend Nina too much, I could believe he was a mediocre employee, but
mediocre. But it looks that was like wall to wall black check marks. She went overboard because even when Lynette is talking to him, he's like, "Well, I was late all those times." And it's like late is like unless you're like 2 hours late is at the bottom of the like totem pole for me. So anyway. He did say he broke the copier, though. That's a pretty big deal.
And he was like Xeroxing his ass. So.
Or something like that, for sure. Again, Nina is predictably horrible and smug about the whole thing. And she's like, I'm not going to be apologizing or being nicer or anything. So, like, forget you. So Lynette has Stu over to her house and is like, this is technically sexual harassment. Like, you could definitely do something about that. And Stu actually takes that and runs. He's like suing he's like taking them to the cleaners apparently, because when Lynette gets to work the next day, everybody's fired, including Nina. It's going to be just Ed and Lynette going forward. They've got to fire basically everybody or the checks will start bouncing, which is insane. Like, I thought this was a pretty big company. Nina gets kind of like a parting shot in. She's like,
I used to be nice, but your boss is incompetent and selfish and has the attention span of a poodle.
Poodles are smart.
Poodles are really smart.
Nice is a luxury that I gave up along with vacations and relationships and eating at home. This job sucks you dry. So you better kiss those 4 little kitties of yours goodbye, because you have just adopted the neediest little child in the world. Here, you're gonna need this more than I do.
So, yeah, Lynette's like not in a great spot, but that's kind of where we leave that. I mean, good for Stu. He's apparently getting a pretty decent settlement.
I feel like the last thing that we really needed was more of the same. Like, we didn't need 10 more episodes or 5 more episodes of Nina being antagonistic and Lynette being a punching bag. But I think Jolie Fisher is such a great actress, and I think that they had so much good material that I wish they utilized it a little bit better. I wish that after Lynette and Nina made peace with the like going clubbing after work, I wish that they ended up being more friends.
Yeah.
And I wish that like Nina started relying on Lynette more.
Yeah.
And I wish that like Lynette learned through that how hard her job was, how hard her life was and all of that. There was like a lot of talk about Nina used to be nice and she's not anymore. That's all fine. That's one thing. The other thing and the actual issue is that Nina is mean.
Yeah.
Not being nice anymore
is different
and being
than
mean
being actively
are
mean.
2 different things.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that really bums me out about it is it's like, if it's something that you can recognize in yourself, like, yes, I know I'm being mean, you can stop that action.
Because I would much rather, and I would much rather we have a Devil Wears Prada place where you're like, man, this boss is a dragon lady. And you find out it's because this place lives and breathes on her will alone.
Yeah.
But all we actually see is Nina just like using people as stepping stones.
Yeah.
And like throwing people under the bus, and it's all very corporate.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I wish there was more conflict. I wish there was. It feels like a rehash of Lynette's season 1 plot of meddling in Tom's job and then getting careful what you wish for. It feels like a rehash of that, only watered down. And I think again, because the quality and caliber, especially of the actors, is so good, I wish that they were given just a little bit better material.
Yeah, I also hate that both times she's been pitted against a woman. I would feel better if maybe Nina was Ed and Ed was Nina, and she was having these problems with Ed, and Nina was like,
or like I wish there was a
relying on her.
reason. I wish there was a reason why Lynette sided with Ed instead of Nina, and then realized Ed was the problem.
Sure.
And Nina was the only, like,
Yeah.
And so we get the smug, like,
because this is
lecture
also
from
only
Nina.
the second time we've seen Ed. To this point, we have not known him to be a presence in this office environment.
We get like the smug lecture from Nina in this episode, but it's not based on any actual.
Yeah, we haven't seen that.
Yeah,
it's a tell don't, or it's telling not showing. Yeah,
because it's like it's literally Nina being like, now your life is gonna suck, and it's like, I wish we saw an instance of Lynette's life sucking and Nina being like, Remember when I was mean to you? And
because the other thing too is like, even so far, all of the stuff where Nina has been really terrible has seemed like Nina was doing it to herself. Like, I can't get out of the office and meet a man, and it's like, well, you are being too rigid with your schedule and everything.
Like, I should actually be on Nina's side. This should be an Edie situation where it's like, she's painted as the villain, but if you really look, she's the only.
But they haven't done enough.
No.
Yeah.
So it ends up coming out hollow, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Although, again, good for Stu. He's apparently got a boss settlement, so good for him. He's just a little twerp, and I like him. Which leads us to Bree. George is not letting go. And he is legit.
Allison!
But on this night, the perfect hostess was about to find herself
Where's that music coming from?
in a very imperfect predicament.
Oh, no. I thought, like, Danielle or Andrew was playing something too loud. He's, like, in the pharmacy van.
If you'll excuse me for just 1 minute.
He is
I love how these
singing out front of her house.
It's one of my favorite things with Desperate Housewives, the like vignettes, the ins and outs that Mary Alice narrates in each episode. But they're, and actually, usually, I think this is a bad episode. I don't think I like this episode. Because usually the show does such a good job building a mythos and establishing a mythos that you get like Alexander Pennyweight would go to the market you get a sense of who these people are. And there's like this dinner party.
Random couples.
And it's like, who the hell are these people that Bree is having a dinner party with now? Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's weird to me.
It is bizarre. So George is outside singing, trying to get her back, and she goes outside and she's like,
What do you think you're doing?
We had a tiff. I upset you, and now I'm just trying to make things right again.
It was not a tiff. We broke up. It's over.
We can still come through.
I am not kidding. You do not knock it off. I'm going to call the police.
Call the police. If they throw me away, I'm just going to come right back here. I want you to hear the whole medley. Come on.
Medley.
Yikes. And so she goes back up inside, upstairs, gets her rifle from under, shotgun, whatever. I don't know the actual difference. A long-barreled gun from under the bed, loads it. Oh, no.
It's not about the people there.
I lost my head last night. You got a right to...
Yes, Bree knew how to take care of her guests, especially those who weren't invited.
And then it's just like he just keeps trying. And then she finds out that Dr. Goldfine, I think, was attacked.
Survived.
He survived. He's in the hospital.
I thought he was dead. I forgot.
No, he's fine. He's in the hospital. He's got a broken leg and bandages all over. Yeah, but he will live. And he's like, yeah, I just like, he came up on his blue bike and threw me over the thing. And that obviously sets Bree, where she's like, oh, I know that blue bike because George
rattling up and down Wysteria Lane.
Because she's trying to leave for like work or something. Or not work. She doesn't work. She's trying to leave the house for an errand.
Errands, yeah.
And he comes up on the blue bike and she's like, don't act like you just stumbled by. I've seen you going back and forth across the house all morning. Like, you're being ridiculous. And so the blue bike pings for her and she, I guess, calls the cops because the next thing we see is George walking home from who the fuck knows where with 2 bags of groceries, and he sees the you are a mess.
I really am. I'm like,
and so he sees the cops loading his bike and a bunch of other stuff from his house into a car, like a cop car. And so he drops his groceries and runs the other direction, where he then gets a hotel room at the same hotel that she's using a ballroom to host a junior league function. And then he calls, or he like gets room service and asks the guy to go give Bree a note. And so he does. And it says, I've taken some pills. I'm upstairs if you want to, like, you know, hash this out or whatever. And so she goes up and has a real Melrose Place breakdown in the elevator, which we discussed. Her earrings are great, too. Bree, what the fuck?
Melrose Place is coming out.
Oh, yeah. Melrose Place is like a really good show.
In this amazing dress.
Oh my God. It reminded me, it was like I was going to a formal in college one year. And so it was that year that my mom and I went to New York in between school, my years at school. And we went into some department store like Saks Fifth Avenue or something, or the big Macy's. And I was trying on dresses because we were going to go to this formal. And I found this Bagley Mishka dress. It was so beautiful. It bustled, but just a little. And I was like, Mom, if you buy this for me, I'll wear it for my wedding. It was so stunning. I wish I had taken a picture, or that I had that I remembered enough about what it looked like. Oh my God, it was amazing. But it reminded me because it was like silky and like pretty.
What year was it?
That would have been the summer of 2006.
I'll see if I can
Yeah.
find anything.
So anyway, it's beautiful. It's really low cut in the back and then like one strap, and it's like white satin and it's like a halter neck, and it like, she just looks amazing. So anyway, she finally gets up there.
The bosoms were really bosoming.
Oh my God, yeah, I mean, so she finally gets up there and she gets into the room and she's like, why did you do this? This is ridiculous. And then meanwhile, she has talked to the police detective and is like, I was just about to call you because we found evidence that George was responsible for Rex's death, because there's like his prescription bottles and like tampered with potassium pills and all of this stuff. And so that's why she has the breakdown in the elevator. And she gets up there and they have this conversation, kind of. He just keeps being like, I love you. Will you ever forgive me? Like, if you call the cops, they're going to take me away. And like, she's like, I will forgive you if you admit what you did to Rex, and then we'll call the ambulance and they'll pump your stomach and you'll be fine. And he admits what he did to Rex, and then he fades out a little for like 10 seconds, and he comes back, and Bree says, I called them while you were asleep. And she for sure did not. And she just sits there and watches him die, and then she goes back downstairs. Incredible. I have a feeling it's going to come back to bite her somehow, but no notes. It's what he deserved. Also, just like, talk about the ick. The way he was like laying on the... First of all, he was taking the pills one by one, going, she loves me not. And then he finally nutted up and took a whole handful with whiskey.
You know, he shuddered too.
I know, right? Just straight whiskey. Like, so no, but then the way he was like laying on the bed... He looks like an SNL skit of something where the legs are the punchline.
George.
Because it was as if his body was like in the bed, like his legs were in the bed, and then it was like fake legs. Yeah. It was very pathetic. And now he's dead. So, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. It was like actually not like a crap load happened, but we talked forever.
Did we really?
I feel like we really did. So, yeah, but that was this episode. So we're gonna go do another one. Bye.